The night you were born, the sky is black and the moon is full. Snow falls like ashes from the stars. The wind howls through the trees like wolves hunting something already dying. Inside the longhouse, firelight flickers across old wooden walls. The air is thick with the smell of smoke, sweat, and something heavier blood. Your mother does not scream. She is quiet, brave, like the women of your people are taught to be. But she is weak from hunger and frost. When you finally arrive, you do not cry. You open your eyes in silence. She smiles once. Then her head falls back. Her breath stops. She never holds you. Your father is not sad. He steps forward, tall and strong, with a scar down the left side of his face that never healed right. He picks you up in one hand like a piece of armor. His other hand holds a knife. He cuts the cord, dips his thumb in her blood, and marks your forehead. Berserker born, he says, loud enough for the gods to hear. That is your name now. Not a child, not a son. A path. From your first day, you are raised for war. You do not drink milk. You are fed warm broth made from bones and fat. It tastes like salt and iron. You learn to walk on frozen ground, barefoot. You learn to sit still. In snow for hours. When you fall, no one helps you up. When you cry, no one comforts you. Pain is not something to escape. It is something to grow from. By the time you are 5, you can carry a small axe. Your father teaches you how to swing it. Not for practice, for survival. He lines up logs and shows you how to split them clean in two. Then he throws a rabbit at your feet. Don't mess, he says. You don't single quotes T. Doubt the village watches you. Some call you cursed. Others call you chosen. But no one touches you. They see the way you stare into fire without blinking. The way you stay awake during storms. The way you walk into the woods alone and come back with blood on your hands and nothing to explain. At night, you sleep beside the hearth, wrapped in a fur that still smells of bear. You hear stories whispered by the elders. Stories of men who fight without fear, who feel no pain, who become beasts in battle. They are called berserkers. They do not ride horses. They run. They do not wear armor. They wear only rage. Your father says you will become one. When you are 7, you see a man punished for stealing bread. They tie him to a tree in the center of the village. The chieftain swings a whip made of braided leather. Each strike opens a line across the man's back. You do not flinch. You do not look away. That night, your father gives you a piece of meat and says, "Good." When you are 10, he takes you hunting. The woods are silent that morning, wrapped in mist. You follow his footsteps carefully, bow in hand. He doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. You already know how this works. Hours pass. Then a deer appears. You raise your bow. Your hands shake slightly. You breathe in and out, slow and steady. Then you let go. The arrow flies true. The deer drops. Your father walks over, cuts its throat, and hands you the knife. Now finish it, he says. You do. The blood is warm, the fur is soft. But you don't feel guilt. You feel something colder, stronger. Control. That night, you sit beside the fire. Your fingers still smell of the hunt. Your father carves your name into the wood above the door. It is not your birth name. It is your title, Berserker born. Others your age play with sticks. You play with steel. You are taught to make your own weapons, first knives, then axes. You are taught to sharpen them in silence, to listen to the sound of stone against blade. It becomes music to you. One day, an old man comes to the village. He wears black furs and carries a long staff covered in bones. His face is painted. The villagers fall quiet. He is a seer, a speaker of the gods. He asks for you by name. You are brought forward. He studies you for a long time, saying nothing. Then he kneels and presses his fingers to your chest. This one, he whispers, will not die like other men. You do not understand yet. But later that night, you feel something stir inside you, like a second heartbeat. Not in your chest, but behind your eyes. A hunger dot. From then on, you dream strange things. You see battles in places you have never been. You see animals with burning eyes. You see fire that speaks. You wake up with clenched fists and your mouth open, as if howling in your sleep. Your father says it is beginning. The rage. You learn to embrace it. By 12, you're stronger than most men in your village. Not because of size, but because you do not hold back. You hit harder. You run faster. You fight with a kind of wild freedom others fear. But in this place, fear is power. You are not taught love. You are taught loyalty. You are not taught kindness. You are taught control. Everything soft is weakness. Everything weak must be broken. That is the only law the North obeys. Some say you will die young. Others say you will never die at all. But the truth is this: you were not born to live a long life. You were born to leave a mark, and the gods, they are already watching. You're 12 when they take you to the SEERES. It is just before sunrise. The air is cold and quiet. Your father says nothing as he leads you through the trees. The snow crunches under your boots. You can feel your breath rising in the dark. You do not ask where you're going. You already know something important is about to happen. The seeress lives at the edge of the forest, far from the village. Her hut is small and strange. Animal bones hang from the roof like wind chimes. Feathers, claws, and herbs are tied above the door. There is a fire burning inside, and the smoke smells of things you cannot name. She opens the door before you knock. Her eyes are pale, like they see more than this world. She does not greet you. She simply nods. You step inside. She tells you to kneel. You do. She dips her fingers in a bowl of thick red liquid. She smears it across your forehead and cheeks. It feels warm, sticky. She begins to hum a low sound, like the wind before a storm. Then she leans in and whispers, "Your soul is not fully human." You do not understand, but you do not ask. She gives you a piece of black stone and says, "Keep this close. It remembers things your blood has forgotten." Then she sends you away. You walk back to the village with your father, silent. He does not ask what she said. He only nods, as if he already knows. That night you cannot sleep. Your body feels strange, like it is not yours. You toss and turn. Then the dreams begin. You see wolves with glowing eyes standing in a circle around fire. You see men with painted faces running through a battlefield. You hear screams, long, endless cries that shake the ground. You see yourself covered in something dark, standing over a broken shield. And in the sky above, you see a one-eyed figure. Watching. You wake up in rage. You do not scream. You do not cry. You rip your blanket in two. You break the stool beside your bed with one kick. Your hands bleed, but you don't feel pain. You hear footsteps. Your father stands in the doorway. He watches the mess, then looks at you, and he smiles. "It's starting," he says. "The fire in your blood. You're breathing hard. Your chest feels like it's burning." He places his hand on your shoulder. "You will fight in a trance one day, like the Berserkers." You don't know what that means yet, but you will. The next morning, your training changes. It is no longer about strength. It is about control and letting go. Your father brings you to a clearing in the woods. There is a ring of stones on the ground. In the middle is a tree stump, marked with runes. "This is where the old ones learned," he says. He gives you a heavy stick, not to swing, but to hold. You hold it straight out in front of you. He tells you not to let it fall. Hours pass. Your arms shake. Your back aches. Snow begins to fall. He says nothing. Just watches. Finally, you drop it. He says again. You pick it up. This is not training for the body. This is training for the mind. For the days that follow, You learn to push through hunger, pain, and cold. You are told to walk into the forest alone at night and return only when you hear something call your name. You do, but no one ever calls. You dot except the wind dot, then one day, your father brings you something new, a dried root wrapped in cloth. He tells you to chew it slowly dot, it is bitter. It burns your tongue, your heart starts to race, your hands tremble. Your vision blurs. The sky above you seems to twist and stretch. You fall to your knees. You feel heat rush through your skin. You start to shout, but your voice does not sound like yours. It is deeper, wilder. You dig your nails into the dirt. You tear at your shirt. You feel something rising inside you like a storm. You lose track of time. When the haze fades, you are lying in the snow. Your clothes are torn. Your arms are covered in scratches. You are shaking, but not from fear, from something else. Something darker dot, your father lifts you up. You're ready, he says. Now we begin. He teaches you how to howl dot, not like an animal, like something between man and beast. It starts in the chest, rises in the throat, and explodes from the mouth like thunder. You are told to practice until it becomes part of you. You howl into the wind, into the forest, into the fire. You learn to move without thought, to swing a weapon not with your arm, but with your full body. You are taught to feel nothing when you hit, and to stop only when the world goes quiet again. You train with others. Now older boys, stronger men. They fear you dot, they see your eyes go blank when you fight. They see the way you smile after pain. They see the fire in your blood. The village starts to speak in whispers. He is touched by the old gods. He will not die easily. He will bring glory or ruin. You say nothing, but deep inside, you feel it too. You're not the same anymore dot. When you sleep, the dreams grow stronger. You see yourself running across snow with bare feet. You see your hands soaked in red. You see your name carved into stone. You no longer fear what's coming. You are becoming it. You are 14 when the moment comes. The sky is gray, and the air smells like wet wood and old fire. It has rained all night, and the ground is soft beneath your boots. Men are gathered in the center of the village. Their faces are serious. No one speaks dot. In the middle of the circle, a man kneels with his hands tied behind a thick post. He is not one of yours. His clothes are fine, too clean. A trader from the south, Saxon. He came with good salt, fabric, wine. But now he is accused of stealing silver from the chief's tent. That the punishment is death, and the right of death belongs to you. Your father walks toward you with a slow, heavy step. In his hand is a blade, a short dagger, sharp and clean. He holds it out to you. You take it dot, it feels heavy. Not in weight, but in meaning dot. Your chest is tight. Your mouth is dry. You hear your heartbeat in your ears. Today, your father says, you become a man. You nod, but you feel something deep inside that you cannot name. The trader is shaking. His face is pale. His mouth opens, but no sound comes. His eyes move across the crowd, begging silently. No one looks away. This is not a private act. This is a lesson. You step forward. The mud pulls at your feet, but you keep walking. You stand in front of a man. He is older than you, bigger, but weaker now. Tied, broken, helpless dot, you hold the dagger with both hands. It reflects the gray light of the sky. You see your face in the metal. You look calm, but your fingers are cold. You breathe in. Your hand lifts dot, it shakes, but only once. Then you drive the blade forward dot, it finds the space between his ribs. You feel the resistance, then the give, then the warmth dot. He gasps, a short, sharp sound. Then he falls forward against the post. The blade stays in your hand. His body goes still. You pull the dagger free. It is no longer clean. Your hands are red. Your arms feel weak, but your face remains still. Behind you, someone begins to clap. Then others join. Voices rise. Cheers fill the air. The men of your village shout your name. You are a man now. Someone says. Your father puts a hand on your shoulder. You did well. You nod again, but inside, something feels wrong, not broken. Just different. You walk away from the post. You wipe the blade in the grass. The blood leaves a dark line on the green. You clean your hands in the stream behind the longhouse. The water turns pink, then clear again. You sit by yourself near the trees. The noise of the village fades behind you. The wind moves through the branches. You look up. The sky is open. The stars begin to appear, cold and far away. You wonder if they are watching. If the gods saw what you did. You wonder if they are pleased. You wonder if they care. That night, you do not sleep. You lie in your bed, eyes open, listening to your own breath. You try to feel proud. You try to feel strong. But all you feel is silence. In the morning, the body is gone. The post is clean. No one speaks of the man again, but you remember. You remember the sound he made. You remember the heat of his blood. You remember how easy it was. Too easy. Your father tells others how brave you were. The elders nod. They say your path is clear now. Boy is gone, one says. The warrior remains. You begin to train harder. You swing heavier axes. You run longer in the snow. You lift stones until your arms feel like fire. You no longer flinch when struck, but something has changed in your eyes. You see things now. Faces that are not there. You hear sounds in the wind. You dream of hands reaching out of the ground, pulling at your ankles. You wake up with your fists clenched, heart racing, still. You say nothing because this is what it means to become a berserker. It is not just about strength. Is about giving something up. And now you understand you gave up something. That day, something soft, something light. A part of yourself that does not grow back. You gave it willingly, and you will give more. Your father takes you on longer hunts. He speaks less now, but watches you closely. He sees how your blade is faster, how your steps make no sound, how you look at animals not with pity, but with purpose. He nods often. He is proud. The village begins to treat you like a man. You are invited to the elder fire. You are given your own seat during feasts. The girls look at you with wide eyes, but you feel apart from all of it. Not better. Just distant. You feel like a shadow among them. One night, you walk to the edge of the cliff where the land meets the sea. The waves crash far below. You hold the black stone the seeress gave you. You press it to your chest. You ask the wind a question. Is this who I am now? The wind answers with silence. And in that silence, you feel your place, not in peace. Not in love, but in what comes next. Because this is only the beginning, and the fire in your blood is still growing. The sky is dark when they lead you into the forest. You walk barefoot across cold earth. The ground is soft with moss, and the trees around you stand like silent guards. The wind is still. No birds sing. Even the animals are quiet tonight. They feel what is coming. Your father walks beside you. Behind you, the elders follow, carrying drums and torches. You don't speak. You don't need to. This path has been walked by others before you, those who chose to become more than men. You reach the clearing. At the center is a circle of stones, just like the one from your training. In the middle sits a large wooden bowl filled with a thick, dark paste. Roots, bark, crushed herbs. It smells sharp and strange. The eldest among them steps forward. His eyes are clouded, but his voice is strong. You are ready, he says. If your spirit is strong, you will return. If it is not, the forest will keep you. You do not answer. You nod once. He holds out a piece of the herb wrapped in dried leaves. You take it. It is rough between your fingers. You place it in your mouth and begin to chew. The taste is worse than anything you've ever known. Bitter, burning. It stings your tongue and scrapes your throat. You try to swallow. Your stomach tightens. Your body reacts. But you hold it in. You sit cross-legged in the center of the stones. The drums begin to beat, slow at first, then faster. The elders circle you, singing low and steady. Their voices rise and fall with the rhythm. The fire crackles. Shadows twist across your skin, then it begins. Your hands start to shake. Your heart races, your breath grows short. Heat spreads through your chest, then your arms, your legs, your face. You feel your body slipping from your control, like something is waking up inside you. Your head spins. You try to stand but fall forward. Your palms press into the dirt. You hear the drumming grow louder, faster, wild. It's no longer a sound, it's a pulse, a call. A storm. Your vision goes white. Then dash black. Silence. When your eyes open, it is morning. The fire is low. The drums are still. The elders are watching you. You are lying on the ground. Your chest rises and falls slowly. Your arms ache. You sit up. Your clothes are torn. Your hands are red. Not from your own blood, from something else. You smell it strong. Coppery, real. You look down. There are claw marks in the dirt. Deep, wild. Your nails are cracked and dirty. Your knuckles are raw. There's blood on your face. Your lips. Even your feet. You don't remember what happened, but you feel it. A change. A burn still sits in your stomach. Not from the herb, but from the rage it brought out. A fire that was waiting. A scream that lived under your skin. You did not call it, but now it knows you. Your father kneels beside you. He does not speak. He places a hand on your back. You hear the words from another elder. He has walked the edge. They nod, some with pride, some with fear. You're helped to your feet. Your legs feel heavy. Your mind is cloudy, but clear enough to know one thing. You are no longer just a boy. You are no longer just yourself. You are something else now. That night, you are taken back to the village. The people do not cheer. This rite is not for celebration. It is for respect and warning. You pass them in silence. They step back as you walk. Not out of shame, out of awe. Inside your long house, your father gives you water and sits with you. The fire burns low. You felt it, didn't you? He says. You nod. It will return when you call it, but it always asks for more. More of you. More of your mind, your heart. You stare into the flames. What happens if I lose too much? You ask. He doesn't answer. The days that follow are different. Your training is over. Now you are watched, not taught. The men study you during hunts. The elders speak your name with care. Even your father, once so cold, now looks at you with a strange kind of worry. You feel the rage inside you. It waits, quiet, deep, like a beast behind a door. You know you can open it, but you're afraid of what happens when you do. Still, you practice. You enter the woods alone. You listen to the wind. You breathe slow and deep. You press your hands to the earth and feel the heartbeat of the land. Sometimes you let the rage rise. Just a little. Your eyes go blank. Your muscles tighten. Your chest rumbles with something close to a growl. You see shadows move when nothing is there. You hear drums that no one is playing. You stop before it goes too far. But one day you won't. You will need it all. You will become the full storm, but deep down, a voice still whispers, what else will I lose if I go deeper? You try to ignore it, but the fire in your blood has its own hunger, and it's just getting started. The sea waits for you. Cold winds push against your face as you stand at the edge of the shore. Behind you, your village watches in silence. In front of you, a long ship rests in the water, its sides carved with runes. its sails full of breathless wind. It is not just a ship. It is a promise. A warning. Your father places a hand on your shoulder. This is your first raid, he says. Do not return as the same man who left. You step aboard. The wood creaks beneath your feet. The ship smells of salt, tar, and blood long dried. Around you are men with arms like tree trunks and faces that carry stories they never tell. They nod at you, not kindly, but with approval. You are one of them now. The ship pushes off, the drums begin. And the sea opens its mouth. For 3 days and nights, you sail across dark water. Waves crash against the sides. Rain falls like stones. The men do not speak of fear. Instead, they sing songs of steel, of fire, of what waits beyond the next shore. They speak of battle like it's a home, of death like it's a bride. You try to join in, but you feel the sea's hunger beneath the wood. You feel it in your bones. It wants something. It always wants something. On the 4th day, land appears, a small village by the coast. Smoke rises from chimneys. Children run between houses. You see a church with a high wooden cross. Bells ring. They've seen your sails. The men prepare. You paint your face with black ash and press symbols into your arms with charcoal. Your heart beats fast but steady. You chew the dried root. Your tongue burns. Your thoughts begin to slip. You feel the storm rising. The longship hits the sand. You jump into the shallow water. Swords are drawn. The shouting begins. The rage takes you. You run without thinking. Your eyes blur. Your breath comes heavy and fast. The world becomes sound and heat and color. You see men with blades trying to protect their homes. You swing first. They fall. You do not stop. You see a building made of stone-high roof, thick door. A church. You crash into it with your shoulder. The door breaks. People scream. You hear prayers. You don't understand the words. You don't care. A burning torch from the ground. You throw it into the dry straw near the altar. A fire spreads. You watch it climb the walls. You feel nothing. You step outside as the roof begins to fall. You hear voices from under a house. Small, frightened voices. You kneel. You see eyes wide, young, scared. You pause for one breath. Then the rage pulls you forward. You rise, walk back into the fire, and let it finish what it started. Hours pass. Smoke fills the sky. The village is gone. Your brothers cheer. They lift what they can carry: silver, food, cloth. Some laugh, some cry, some sit in silence. You walk to the edge of the sea. The ship waits, but you drop to your knees. Your body shakes. The fire inside you has faded, leaving only smoke behind. You lean forward and empty your stomach into the water. The sea does not flinch. It takes what you give. You sit there, hands in the wet sand, feeling the weight of the day press against your chest. Your father stands beside you. You did well, he says. You nod, but do not speak. You do not feel proud. You do not feel brave. You feel hollow. That night, aboard the ship, the men feast on stolen food. They sing again. They tell the story of the fire, of the fight, of the victory. You sit alone near the back of the boat, staring into the black water. You see your reflection in the waves. You barely recognize it. You close your eyes and see flashes, faces, hands, the glow of flames on stone walls. You press your palms against your eyes, trying to push the images away. They stay. You try to sleep, but sleep does not come. Only the sound of the sea. Only the hum of the ship as it cuts through the dark. Only the memory of what you did and what it made you feel, or didn't. When you open your eyes, the stars above are clear, cold, distant. You wonder if the gods were watching. You wonder if they looked away. The next morning, the shore of your homeland appears again. The village greets the raiders with cheers. The children clap. The women lay out food. People smile when they see you. You are welcomed as a hero, but inside, something has changed. The rage is still with you. But it is not alone. Now there's something else. Silence. Question: how many more times will you lose yourself before there's nothing left to come back? You walk past the people. You do not speak. You do not celebrate. You go to the stream, kneel, and wash your hands, but they do not feel clean. The sea took your vomit. The fire took your mercy, and the rage took everything else. Night has never felt this quiet. You sit by the fire, watching the flames dance across blackened logs. The others laugh behind you. They speak of victory, of strength, of the next raid. But their voices feel far away, like echoes from a place you no longer belong to. You stare into the fire because it moves like your thoughts wild, flickering, never still. You haven't slept in days. Every time you close your eyes, they return. Not the gods, not dreams of glory. But faces. You see the boy with red hair, his mouth open in a silent scream. You see the man in robes, hands raised, mumbling words you didn't understand, his voice cracked like dry wood. You see the eyes of someone hiding, pleading, not with words, but with silence. You remember them all, even if no one else does. Others call you a legend. Now. They speak your name like it belongs in stories. They say you were chosen, that no one fights like you, that your rage is not of this world, but you feel none of it. You feel heavy. Not in body and soul, like you are, carrying something no one can see. You try to drown the weight. You drink. You drink until your hands stop shaking, until your breath slows, until the voices fade, but only for a little while. You take what the village offers: warm meals, soft beds, gentle hands. But nothing touches you. Nothing reaches the cold part. Inside, it stays frozen, untouched. Like a cave with no fire. You go on more raids. You do what is expected. You shout. You fight. You return with spoils. But you no longer feel rage when you raise your blade. You feel nothing. The others cheer. They say you are fearless. You know the truth. You are empty. One night, the elder with clouded eyes sits beside you. He says nothing for a long time. Then, without looking at you, he speaks. There is a price for walking between worlds. You say nothing. You see things others don't. That is your gift. But also your curse. You nod because you already know. Later that night, you walk into the woods alone. The trees are quiet, the wind soft. You carry no weapon. Just yourself and the ghosts. You sit on a stone, close your eyes, and wait. They come, like always. The faces, some angry, some afraid, some just staring. You whisper to them, not with words, but with your silence. You are not proud of what you've done, but you're not sorry either. You did what they trained you to do. You became what they asked. Stormed out a weapon, a fire without end. But now you wonder what is left of the boy who once feared the dark. The boy who watched his mother's face fade in candlelight. The boy who picked up a blade, not out of hate, but out of need. Is he still in there? Or did he vanish the day the rage first came? You open your eyes and look at your hands. Strong, calloused, stained. Not with blood, but with memory. You feel like a grave. A place where something used to live. And even the gods have gone. Quiet. No more signs. No more dreams. Only silence. When you return to the village, they greet you as always. They hand you bread, meat, drink. You take it, but say little. You sit by the fire again. Stare at the flames. Pretend to smile. The men talk of more raids, of new lands to burn, of greater battles ahead. You nod. But inside, something is slipping. You don't feel fear. Feel distance, like you are watching life from behind a window you cannot break. Wonder how long you can live this way, How long before the rage returns and takes what little is left? That night in your dreams, the boy with red hair walks toward you. He says nothing. He just reaches out his hand. You do not take it. You wake. With a cold breath and sweat on your skin, you sit up. Look around. Everyone is still asleep. You rise and walk outside. The sky is dark, but the stars shine. You look up. You whisper, "If you're still watching, tell me what I am now." The wind answers with silence. You stand there until morning. You are not. Crying. But your chest aches. Not with pain, but with memory. He was more than a fighter. He was your brother in arms. The first to share meat with you on your first raid. The one who laughed when you couldn't lift your shield straight. The one who stayed silent beside you during the darkest nights. His name was Eirik. And now, he's gone. It happens in a small tavern outside the village. No war, no raid. Just a cup too many and a word spoken wrong. A stranger pulls a blade. By the time you arrive, it's too late. Eirik is lying on the floor, his chest open, his eyes wide in confusion. Blood pools under him like a shadow growing bigger than the room can hold. He does not move. You drop to your knees. You press your hand to his chest, hoping for warmth. There is none. Someone whispers, "It was a southern man. He ran." You rise. And everything inside you falls. This is not a battle. This is not glory. This is a blood debt. You swear an oath without words. You will find him. You will not stop. You follow the trail. The man fled east, they say. You ask no more questions. You do not eat much. You do not sleep. You walk through cold rivers and forests that whisper your name. Your rage keeps you warm. Your promise keeps you moving. One moon passes, then another. By the third, you find his son again. A village by the bus. Cliffs. A quiet place where people speak low and pray often. They say a stranger came weeks ago, a man with fast hands and quiet eyes. He now lives with the monks up on the hill. You go there. The monks try to stop you at the gate. They say peace lives here, that all who enter are safe. You say nothing. You walk past them. You find him inside the chapel, sweeping the floor. He sees you and drops the broom. His face turns pale. His lips move, but no sound comes. You do not draw your blade. You do not need to. You step forward and take hold of his cloak. He begs. He says your friend started the fight. He says it was an accident. You do not listen. This is not about reason. This is not about truth. This is about the hole left inside you, the one shaped like a friend, like a brother. You strike once with your fist. Then again. The monks scream louder. You do not stop. Not until the chapel floor is covered in red. Not until the shaking in your hands fades. Not until you can no longer tell where his face used to be. When you rise, your arms are soaked. Your chest is heavy. You do not look back at the body. You do not ask for forgiveness. You walk out of the chapel. The monks fall silent as you pass. You say nothing. The wind is cold, but it feels right. Like a warning, like a song only you understand. Return to your clan. When they see you, they step back. You do not ride a horse. You do not raise a flag. You carry no trophy. Just blood and silence. The chieftain meets you at the gate. His eyes narrow. He sees the truth without asking. You did it, he says. You nod once. He looks at the others, then back at you. You are no longer a warrior, he says. You already knew. You were a weapon. You lower your head slightly, not in shame. In understanding. That night, no one sits beside you at the fire. You are fed, but no one speaks. Even your father watches you with something like fear. You do not care. You sit alone, staring at your hands. They no longer look like hands. They look like tools for rage, for loss, for answers that don't exist. You hear the wind outside. You wonder if Eirik would be proud. You wonder if he would have stopped you or helped you. You close your eyes and see his smile, then the face of the man. You destroyed Dot, then both together. You open your eyes again. You feel the fire near your feet, but it does not warm you. Nothing does. You have returned, but a part of you never came back. No sword cuts you. No arrow breaks your skin. No fire touches your flesh. You walk into battle like others walk into prayer. Calm, ready, almost at peace. The war drums beat. The horns sound, and your heart stays steady. The rage comes when called, and you lose yourself in the storm. You fall upon enemies like a shadow with teeth, and when it ends, when the noise dies, and the ground is soaked, you are still standing. Always standing. The others cheer. They say you are blessed, touched by gods, a spirit in a man's skin, but you know better. You return home with no wounds, but inside something is tearing. You try to sleep, but dreams do not let you. You see fire. You see faces screaming, reaching. Some from last week, some from years ago. You wake up cold, even when wrapped in warm furs. Your body rests. But your soul, DOESN, single quotes T. The village watches you differently now. Children stare, but do not come close. Women lower their eyes when you pass. Young fighters whisper when they think you can't hear. He doesn't bleed. He doesn't sleep. He's not like us. And they're right. Even your reflection has changed. One morning, you kneel by the river to wash your face. The water is still. You look down, but the man looking back at you is a stranger. Your eyes are sharp, hollow, like ice under pressure. Your skin is marked, not with scars, but with something deeper like shadows that never fade. Your beard grows thick. Your jaw stays tight. Even your breath seems quieter. You touch your face. It feels real, but you don't believe it. Later that day, a young warrior named Leaf walks up to you. He asks how many men you've beaten, how many villages you've taken. He calls you unkillable. You smile, just slightly. Then you say, "That's the problem." He laughs, thinking it's a joke, but it's not. The strength they praise was never a gift. It was a trade. And you begin to understand that now. You gave away something long ago. Your peace, your softness, your rest. In return, the world gave you power, not to protect, but to destroy. And now it will take more. One night, a bear enters the village. It kills a goat and drags it near the edge of the trees. The men gather, nervous. It is large, hungry, wild. Step forward without a word. You walk into the forest with your axe. You find the bear by a stream, tearing meat from bone. It lifts its head and roars. You do not flinch. It charges. You let the rage come. The world goes quiet when the sun rises. You return with the bear's pelt over your shoulders and blood dried across your face. No wounds. No marks. The villagers look at you like they've seen a ghost. The chieftain says, "Even the wild fears you." But fear is not the same as respect. You notice how people step aside now, not just because they admire you, but because they don't know what you are. Neither do you. You try to remember the boy who once cried when he lost his first rabbit. Boy who used to dream of honor and songs, but those memories are soft, and soft things don't last in this world. Now. Only the fire remains. And fire only knows how to burn. You walk alone more often. Into the hills, to the river. Through snow that reaches your knees, not to train. But to breathe. To feel something human again. But the silence follows you. And so do the whispers. They say you're cursed. You begin to wonder if they're right. Because while no blade touches you, pain still finds you, just in different ways. Your mind stays loud. Your nights stay long. Even when your hands are clean, they feel stained. Even when the village is safe, you feel hunted by memories, by voices, by shadows only you can see. One evening, you sit beside the fire. An old man comes near. He does not fear you. His eyes are tired but kind. He says, I knew a man like you once, long ago. You look at him. He fought well, never lost, but every time he returned, less of him came back. You nod slowly. What happened to him? You asked out the old man's sighs. One day, he looked in the mirror and saw nothing. You stare into the fire. The flames rise and fall like breathing. You feel warmth on your skin, but not inside. You think of all the battles, all the cheers, all the eyes that watch you now. You wonder what they would see if they looked. Deeper, not the hero, not the strength, but the cracks, the ghosts, the cost. You understand. Something now, this curse was not put on you. You chose it. You chased it. And now, it owns you. The rage, the power, the silence, all of it. And one day, you will have to pay in full. You survive, but you do not live. The wars are over. The raids have stopped. The sea is still. The drums no longer beat. Your axe leans in the corner of your home, covered in dust. It has not left its place in many winters. The edge is dull, like you. Your beard has turned white. Your back aches when you rise. Your hands still carry strength, but not the reason to use it. The village has changed. New faces, new voices. Young ones run where you once walked. They chase each other through the grass, shouting names you do not know. They know your name. They whisper it like a spell, like a warning. The children ask for stories. Tell us of the fire, they say, of the raids, of the bear, of the river full of blood. You say nothing. You look at them and then away. Your eyes have seen too much. Too many faces lost, too many nights without sleep, too many ghosts with your name on their lips. You sit by the fire and watch it flicker. You eat your meals in silence. People greet you with respect, but not warmth. They nod and then keep walking. You are a legend, and legends are not people. One night, you look into the mirror. You barely recognize the man looking back. The lines on your face run deep. Your eyes are distant, cold. Your shoulders are heavy with years of weight. You touch your chest. Your heart still beats, but you wonder what keeps it going. There are no more enemies. No more battles to win. No more storms to walk into. You have outlived everything except your past. That night, the moon is full. The sky is clear. The wind moves through the trees like a soft voice calling home. You rise from your bed without a word. You do not take your cloak, or your boots, or your axe. You walk into the forest with nothing but your breath. The cold does not bite you. It welcomes you. The trees remember you. The stones beneath your feet feel familiar. You follow no path. Your body knows where to go. You reach the old clearing. The one from your youth. The circle of stones is still there, covered in moss. The tree stump remains, though cracked and broken. You stand in the center. You look up at the moon, and you hail. Starts low. From deep inside. It rises into the night like smoke from a fire. Your voice is old, but full. The forest hears it, and the wind howls back. The sound echoes through the hills. It moves through the branches. It shakes the air. And silence. You close your eyes. You feel peace. For the first time in a very long time, you lie down on the cold earth, arms at your sides. You breathe slowly. You listen, and you remember the long ship. Fire. The red-haired boy. The cirrus, the blade in your hand, the bear, Irex. Smile. The river. The dreams, the screams. The silence. You remember it all, but it no longer hurts. You are no longer the boy or the warrior or the weapon. You are just a man, a tired man, and you are ready. In the village. People say strange things the next morning. They say the wind sounded different that night. They say the forest was louder, then quiet. Some say the old berserker walked into the trees and never came back. Others say they still hear him when the night is cold and the moon is high. They say the bears no longer go near that part of the woods. They say even the wolves stop and listen when the wind howls through those trees. But the truth, the real truth, you died long ago. Maybe at sea dot, maybe in fire, maybe in that first dream when you saw the wolves and the one-eyed god staring back. What walked all these years was not a man dot, it was memory dot, it was fire that refused to go out. Until now dot now, the flame has faded, the howl has ended, and the forest is quiet once more.